Hey guys, the channel is at risk of being taken down. Unfortunately, I can't live stream for at least 90 days. My channel is under review with 2 copyright strikes. I just want to thank you guys for the support so much, and thank you. Okay, hey guys, I just finished watching Arrow, Season 8, Episode 10, also known as Fadeout, also known as the final ever episode of Arrow. I love this ending. I'm almost in tears. I'm just holding them back. They're very close. Lots of twists and turns. After in Crisis on Infinite Earths, when Oliver basically sacrifices himself and creates this new universe, we know there's been a few changes. We know Earths have merged, but every character, almost, besides Robert Queen, which I like, it sticks with his legacy and who he became, is alive. Now, there are a few surprises in the episode for me. Moira Queen is alive. Emiko Queen is alive and bonding with Thea in the family. Roy and Thea look like they're going to be very happy together, and I really like that. Felicity showed up in the episode. I haven't always been a fan of Felicity, but I thought she had to show up at some point in the big finale of Arrow. It's a shame that Diggle didn't really get to say goodbye to Oliver. But one of the big surprises for me that I was happy with is Ragman. We haven't seen Ragman since Season 6. We're now in Season 8. Actually, it might have been Season 5. It might have been Season 5 now that I think about it. I also like that the villains were the villains in this new timeline. Maybe Deathstroke is still a nice guy. It would have been nice to see Slade Wilson, but I can understand if they've made him evil again in this timeline. Potentially set him up for a return in maybe Green Arrow and the Canaries, but he would be quite old. I really did like Mia Smoke. I didn't like her in her pilot episode last week, which I don't think I made a video about because I didn't really enjoy it, but I really liked her in this episode. But as I said, a few big surprises. Ragman's the big one. You had Nissa Al Ghul and Talia Al Ghul, but it was a really emotional, really good finale. The moment when they all turned the lights out for the Arrow Cave, whatever you want to call it, the underground place that they go to, that was one of the hardest moments in the episodes, where you really felt like you were watching the finale of Arrow. It just felt like a normal episode with some really nice flashbacks and some really good interaction between Oliver and Diggle. It was really cool that Sarah Lance, I wouldn't have guessed that she was the one who travelled through time to take Mia to her dad's funeral. Again, a very emotional moment. I really like the funeral scene. You had Barry and Kara, you had Anatoly. As I said, I would have loved to have seen Slade Wilson. I wonder whether Adrian Chase is alive in this reality, like we kind of saw that tease on Earth 2. But yeah, this was really paid off. Tommy Merlin was close to saying a few words at the funeral, but Diggle had to be the one to do it. As for Diggle himself, it looks like he's still with Lila. Lila's done a lot throughout the series in relation to betrayal, so I'm not too big of a fan of that, but it looks like he'll be taking his own path, because in the most shocking moment in the episode, a comet crashes and Diggle not becomes, but finds a Green Lantern ring. So after all these years, this is very exciting for me. They're making a Green Lantern show on HBO, so I wonder whether this will tie in, or whether we'll get this kind of... We get Diggle, I believe, on The Flash on the 14th of February, around Valentine's Day episode. I'm pretty sure he's in that. So it'd be pretty cool if we get a continuation of this and we get some hints of Diggle being the new Green Lantern. I really like this. Happy with it. I like Felicity's scenes as well. We hadn't seen her in so long, so made a really emotional impact. But man, that ending was so emotional. especially the whole funeral scene. But I really enjoyed this, and I felt like it was a really good finale to Arrow. The fact that we got a continuation of the season 7 ending with Felicity going to see Oliver with the Monitor being alive. It looks like the Monitor is alive due to Oliver's sacrifice, so we could see him again in another future crossover, potentially. I'm not sure, but we see Oliver and Felicity as their young selves in what is described as the afterlife. And we get a tease at the start of the episode that Oliver potentially could be back one day, as he is now the Spectre. But oh, I'm so emotional. That is it. That is it for Arrow. I might make a separate video, my final Arrow video ever, where I review the entire Series 8. I'm just going to say right now that I love Series 8. Series 2, Series 5, the first series was pretty good, but Series 8, Series 2 are probably my two favourite series. It just felt like a complete love letter, and there was so much for fans packed in this episode. I couldn't think of anything more besides the Slade Wilson thing. What did you guys think of the final ever episode of Arrow, also titled Fadeout? Did you enjoy it? What do you wish you saw? This was really cool. I'm just happy that Ragman was back, and I'm happy it was a good ending and not a disappointing ending. There's a lot of shows like Game of Thrones that I've loved throughout the series have had disappointing ending, but I really felt like Arrow paid off, and I'm going to miss Stephen Amell and the entire team Arrow a lot. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. Please do subscribe to the channel, and yeah, keep an eye out for my Arrow Season 8 little recap, review, whatever you want to call it, video. I'll try and get that done within the next 2 weeks. Alright, see you guys.